Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Jeremy and I just got in the M1 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch refurbished model, maxed out except for the storage. Got 4 terabytes there, and this is to replace my current Intel Core i9 previous gen, also maxed out MacBook Pro. I am ridiculously late to the party of doing unboxing videos for this laptop, but because I bought refurbished, I had a lot of anxiety buying it, and I imagine a lot of people watching this video will have anxiety about buying refurbished, so I wanted to document it to hopefully minimize those fears a little bit. Before I unbox this beast of a computer, I do want to talk a little bit about why I upgraded in the first place and why I went refurbished. So if you don't want to hear that explanation, chapter markers are below, skip around as you like. So reason number 1 for upgrading to this laptop is obviously the performance boost. I do a lot of traveling nowadays. I do documentary filmmaking and nature filmmaking content, and I'm bringing around the red VRaptor here, and I have a lot of 8K R3D files that I'm trying to ingest on a daily basis while traveling, throw out a LUT, maybe stabilize some footage and preview that in the evenings while traveling abroad. So a perfect use case for this M1 Max laptop. I recently went on a trip to Iceland. I brought the Red Raptor here, along with Canon cameras, Blackmagic Pocket Cinema cameras, and a drone. Every evening after a full day of shooting nature content, I had to ingest 1 terabyte to 1.5 terabytes of footage for the day, and I would lay them all out, all the clips out in an 8K timeline in Premiere, throw on a Rec 709 conversion LUT, and unfortunately for some clips I did have to warp stabilize, even though the Red was on a gimbal there. There was some gimbal jitters, so I had to warp stabilize it. Anyways, with all of that on one timeline, or just a few timelines in Premiere, my laptop just choked. It was way too much. Even playing back at like half or quarter res, it could not handle it. I had to render the entire sequence, and we couldn't really adequately preview what we got for the day, which was, I mean, not the biggest problem, but we wanted to make sure we captured what we wanted for that day. So I'm hoping the M1 Max here will alleviate those issues and allow me to play back 8K R3D files with a warp stabilizer and with a LUT on while traveling. You may be asking yourself, why the hell is this dude working on an 8K timeline on a laptop that can't even adequately display 8K resolution? The answer is simple. I'm fucking ridiculous, and I want to. That's why. So on to the reason I bought refurbished instead of new. Well, first off, I saved just under $500 compared to retail price on this model. But more importantly than that, I had already ordered a 2 terabyte model of all the other specs are the same. I ordered that on March 9th of this year, and it said the estimated delivery date between April 18th and the 25th. So all this week I've been super excited, like, oh shit, I'm getting a laptop next week. It's gonna be great. Wake up the other morning, it got pushed back to between June 2nd and 17th, and I'm just super bummed out. I'm about to travel in a couple weeks where I could really use it, so I'm like, shit, what do? I go on Reddit, I look at other people on the MacBook Pro subreddit and their orders, and a lot of other people are having the same issue. Someone recommended check out the Apple refurbished store and see what they have, and I did, and I guess the rest is history. However, I'm generally super apprehensive about buying used products, and I think Apple is the only company I'm actually comfortable doing that, because if anything's screwed up, then I can return it, or they can, swap it out or whatever. They're not gonna let me have a non-functioning laptop, especially after paying over $4 grand for a computer. All right, so with all that preamble over, let me actually unbox this thing. Oh boy, a little tab here to rip it off. Ooh, okay. So I already knew this, but the box is not the factory box. It says Apple certified refurbished. Hopefully you can see it on both cameras. Only got one ticket this, so I gotta make sure you see it. Yeah, okay. All right, let me take the plastic off here. And I did not come prepared with a cutting tool, because I'm stupid. exciting. Yay, sort of new, but also not new Apple laptop. All right, time to open her up. Okay. All right, it has the paper, whatever this is, all covered. Packaging looks good. Okay. Doing my initial glances here, make sure there aren't any obvious scratches. And there definitely aren't. It looks brand new. Yeah, this looks brand new, like I just opened it. Yeah, this is essentially brand new. Here, let me go to this camera. Oh, I didn't light this properly, damn it. Oh, and the screen covering's there, so that's good. I'm gonna peel this off. Oh, doing this in the wrong way. It's the rough part about unboxings. You only have one take to do this, and I'm really bad at talking to the camera. So I'm stumbling around, don't know what to say. Still getting used to this YouTube shit. And let me look at the monitor real quick. Just little like tiny bits of like random specs and stuff like that, but yeah, no, we're good. Mission accomplished. Essentially brand new MacBook Pro, maybe with an extra few specks of dust or whatever when you open it, but no, nothing glaring, essentially in perfect condition, like new. That certainly eases my mind. Do not be afraid to order from the Apple Refurbished store. The only thing I could see that showed signs of wear, the USB-C inputs here had ever so slightly a tiny bit of just wear and tear on the aluminum, but you can barely see it. Otherwise, this is good to go. So lastly, I do want to do a follow-up video to this, testing out the M1 Max with the Red Raptor here, and seeing how that footage plays back in Premiere with some effects added on, and seeing how it works with DaVinci in render times with some color added. I also might throw in some Ursa Mini 12K footage there, and some Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera footage, and just run it through the motions. But until then, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.